and welcome to the Nik Nak YouTube channel. Those of you that are listening on the podcast, well, thanks for staying. So what we're going to do now is go through Week 4 of the NFL schedule and give our guesses of what the spreads of the games might be. We've already kind of put them in to our tracking here. And,
we're not lying to you. We're really
not lying.
We're really that good.
You got that integrity. So me and him both guessed, and I looked up the actual lines, and I'll let you guys know who came closest as we go on through this.
Dude, I've been getting raped by football this year. Just like
I've been
picking games. I've been like, I don't know. Vegas been having a field day on me. Like these like bad quarterbacks are going on the road and winning. Like Trevor Simeon's going on the road winning. Yeah. Like I'm just like, what's going on? Like
and the good quarterbacks aren't. Carson Palmer's going into Buffalo and getting
I
Bears.
love betting on good quarterbacks, and that's what like screws me this year. Like now all these like random. Apparently you don't need a good quarterback to win games in the NFL. Who would have thought?
Apparently not. So what we're gonna do now is we'll start with the 1 o'clock. We'll start the game tonight.
Yeah, so it is Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. So
yeah, by the time the video goes up or the podcast is out, the game's gonna be over, and you can find out whether we're idiots or whether we're right or not. So
wrong. At least I'm wrong.
So Dolphins at Bengals. What was your guess of the game? Was -5.
Cincy, right?
Cincy, Cincy -5. I was close to you. I was -6, and I got closer. It was actually -8.
Yeah.
So. With that said, Byron Maxwell gets benched before the game tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow.
So, first off, I don't know how Byron Maxwell got paid by the Eagles. Second off, I don't know why a team went out there and decided to look at that and be like, oh, hey, we need that guy.
He's from the Legion of Boom, man.
Okay.
He played in Seattle.
He didn't start for them.
Man, you could play cornerback with Richard Sherman look pretty good, I'm sure. With Cam Chancellor and Earl Thomas behind you.
Anyways, so AJ Green's probably going to have a field day on whoever's stepping in there. Since he looked good last week, Jeremy Hill gets in the end zone. The Dolphins have Devontae Parker coming back from a hamstring injury. Arian Foster is still out. And Jordan Cameron is still experiencing concussion symptoms, so he's out too. What do you think of this game tonight?
So, Vegas, it's literally 50-50 split on Miami and Cincy. So, there's not a lot of sharp money. The public split. This game was tough. Initially, I liked Miami because 7.5. I mean, they're a challenge team, but I didn't think that they might have. Since he's had their struggles like this year, yeah. And I was like, is this a year since he finally falls off? But then the line like talked to me. I'm like, the 7.5 Vegas knows what they're doing. Yeah. I think a noob will jump on if you took the Dolphins. I'm sorry, but my bet's on Cincy. I think they write this shit today.
Your bet's on Cincy.
Yeah.
So you kind of alluded to it. I'm going to go with Miami here. I think Miami's not
I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong.
Miami's not... I don't think they're as bad as people think they are. I think that offense is capable of moving the ball a little bit.
Bro, they beat Cleveland in overtime. That's their only win.
It's a young season, but I also think the Bengals aren't as good as... I'm not saying they're going to win the game. I'm not saying that much. I'm just saying they're not 8 points worse.
So they lose by a touchdown, you cover. So, I mean...
Yeah.
That's a pretty darn good bet. Yeah, I mean, this game, but Thursday night games is like the wackiest shit
Anything
happen.
can happen. Like, weird stuff happens.
It could be like a 42-0 game or just, I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, well, we're not going to spend too much time on that because this game's obviously about to be played right now, and no one's really going to care about our analysis of a game's already been played unless they are friends and they want to call us idiots for being wrong. So, we're going to just move on from there. We're finally going to have our first London game this week.
Yeah, so set your lineups, 9:30. Don't forget.
9:30 a.m. Yeah, get those guys in there or check on the guys who might be injured. We got Colts at Jaguars.
First off, why does the NFL send the worst teams to London?
No one good wants to go.
Do you want them like the country to like the sport? Like, will it ever be like two good teams? I mean, we send the trashiest teams.
Yeah, the Jaguars,
i.e. the
London Jaguars.
I'm like, if you want this new market to adopt our product, let's send like our better products. At least
out there, you probably ask them their two favorite teams right now. It's probably the Jaguars and the Bengals or something. I don't know.
So what did we guess on the spread?
So your guess was Jaguars -2.5. I guessed that it would be a pick'em between the two.
Yeah. So when I said 2.5, I thought Jacksonville was actually at home. So
well, they're not actually home. So I went with a pick'em, but we were both wrong. It's actually Jaguars +3.
Yeah, so Indy's favored on the road.
It's a quote-unquote road game. They're both on the road, so that's why I didn't think that the -3 at home would apply here. So
I hate this game. This game just like reeks to me. Like two inconsistent teams that you don't know what you're going to see. Your Jaguars suck, by the way. Gus Bradley, if he's not fired by this year, something's going on. I don't know how he still has his job there.
I mean, whoever takes over that job is gonna get a lot of talent. I think so. But I mean, I feel like it would have been slam dunk for you if you guessed that Jacksonville, the opening line would be Jacksonville minus 2.5, and you're finding out that they're actually getting 3 points. I feel like that would have been easy for you to pick a winner here. It's a 5.5 point cushion for you to pick from.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So who's your?
I like the Jags. I think they right the ship because I think they have a better defense than Indy, and I think it's probably going to be a shootout. But then again, who knows? I thought the Saints and Giants were going to be a shootout. It was like 10-12.
Yeah, I mean,
so
15-12.
My money's on Jags. I think they're a better team.
I know better than the pick against the Jags when they're getting points against another shitty team. Yeah. So
in London,
I think the Colts are not good this year. I've yet to learn anything about them. So.
I like the fantasy players in this game though. Like the over/unders at 49. I think if you want to stack for your FanDuel and DraftKings lineups, a lot of good players in this. Allen Robinson, I know you love Allen Robinson. T.Y. Hilton. I think everyone's going to blow up this week.
And Chris Ivory's banged up again, so you might see T.J. Yeldon getting most of the work against a horrible.
He's pretty bad,
Colts
but the Colts D is worse.
Yeah,
like Yeldon's not that good, but man, I don't know. I don't want to say I can run through that defense, but that defense sucks.
So moving on to, I'm taking the Jags as well. So moving on to the Texans hosting the Titans.
You mean the Houston Watts?
The Houston Watts, not anymore.
Yeah, I know.
He's out. So
poor guy.
Me and the real Ali like to make a bold prediction bet at the beginning of every year. It's gotta be like something like generously out of reach, and like there's no losing the bet. Like nothing's gonna happen if you're wrong. But if you win, the other person buys you a bottle of your choice. Oh. And my bet this year was that Jadeveon Clowney would have more sacks than J.J. Watt.
And good right now.
I know, but so this is where we ran into a little bit of a dilemma. What's your ruling in this scenario? Does the bet stand? Because
you gotta call it off.
You gotta call it off.
I don't think you can make that. I don't know. I mean, like at this rate, like I don't know. Like our third string quarterback, like, Kendall Fuller is probably gonna get more.
But what if the shoe was on the other foot? What if Jadeveon Clowney was the one that got hurt? Would you not blame me for for taking his injury history into account when I'm making this bet?
No, but that's why it's a bold call. But then again, it's a bold call, right? So you're getting yourself into that. So if it's a bold call, you take all risks involved.
Yeah. So
I guess, yeah.
I mean, well, we ended up deciding that I'm gonna come up with a new bold prediction bet, which I have yet to think of.
So it's the same shit. Like when I fucking bet with my bookie and someone gets hurt, I'm like, oh no, can I get that money back? No, it doesn't work that way. Bets are bets.
Well, this is like a friendly bet. This isn't like I'm gonna fucking break your arm.
He won't shake you in the middle of the night if you don't pay him.
Yeah, no, nothing like that. So I got to think of a new one because I mean like a few years ago I picked the Cardinals to win the West when like the Seahawks were at their prime, and that bet went down to week 17. They ended up getting the wild card.
Word.
But
yeah,
that's the kind of history of that bet going on. But okay, back to this game. Titans at Texans without J.J. Watt. You guessed -6. Texans -6. I guess Texans -4.5. We almost split it. I was a little bit closer. It's Texans -5.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So.
So I mean, obviously the loss of J.J. Watt was huge, and you could tell he was playing hurt. I mean, he was in a predicament where he was effective, but he was playing hurt. This game's tough. This division's been lackluster. I think Houston rights the ship. But interesting thing, Tennessee's +800 to win the division, which is crazy. And this division sucks.
Yeah, it's awful. It's really bad.
Like I want to believe in Mariota, and like their front seven's pretty good in Tennessee. Like I mean, they're not like a terrible team. The offense has struggles.
You're the second person actually telling me that +800 to win the division today because they have the same odds as the Redskins.
Yeah, which is crazy. I mean, if you get +800 Watt out, Colts are just garbage. They have no O-line.
Osweiler hasn't been great either.
Yeah, he hasn't. I mean, he's shown some flashes,
but
he looks good on the long ball. I'll give you that. But besides that, like he's missing a lot of reads.
A lot of reads. So I mean, that division's wide open for the taking, and they're all awful. So
yeah, so I think I'm gonna ride. I want to pick Tennessee, but I can't. I'm gonna go Houston, man. I think Houston pulls it out.
I'm going to agree with you on that one. I'm taking the Texans as well.
Just because they're at home, I think.
With the 5 points, yeah. I don't think that Mariota's been that great this year. I don't see him taking this game over.
I think we're gonna see a nuke game this week. I think like he's waiting to blow up and like just go completely off. Like, 2 touchdowns, 200 yards. And Fuller's obviously been eating into his targets.
Yeah.
I heard a stat that 60% of all the targets, targets,
yeah,
goes to Fuller, Hopkins, and Miller.
Yeah, I'll believe that.
Yeah. It's just crazy. Like that's literally the whole offense, and you know that like they're just gonna feed those three and no one else.
And
tight end.
It's kind of scary to think that they still have Braxton Miller ready to blow up too. So, I think that I'm gonna agree with you on that one. I think we both are gonna take the Texans and the 5 points or minus 5 points there. I'll skip over this game for now. We'll come back to it, but let's go. Let's see the Seahawks at the Jets first. Seahawks traveling cross country to New York. Russell Wilson's banged up. You guessed that the Jets would be laying 1 point. I guess that they would be laying 2 points. You were close. The Jets are actually going to be getting 2.5 points against the Seahawks in this game. So Russell Wilson's apparently been waking up in the middle of the night to get treatment done.
No time to sleep, huh?
And Sierra's going to be blowing her alarm's going off way too often. So I don't know what to think of Russell right now.
You think it's Russell? Or is it like finally like the O-line and like the decisions that they've made have finally been hurting them?
Oh no, definitely. No, I'm not saying Russell's bad. I'm just saying
like he's not healthy at all.
Yeah, he's not. I don't know if I can trust Russell right now.
He should not have played last game. He probably should have took a week off, and he's going to play this week again. All accounts show that.
Yeah,
it's just crazy. So their offense, they score 12 points week 1, 3 points week 2, and they go for 37 the next week. Like what is this offense?
That's the Seahawks.
It's so confusing.
I don't know what to think about it, and especially against the Jets. Like I know the Jets aren't as good this year on defense as we've been accustomed to them being.
Pick 6 Patrick, man. 6 fucking picks last week.
And the LOB comes into town this week.
Yeah, I mean, wow.
I mean, they haven't been the same for a while, but I'm sure they can. If KC could do it last week, I'm sure they can do something a little bit similar this week. So the Jets are going to be getting 2.5 points. I got to go with the Jets. I don't think that Seattle is healthy enough to handle flying cross country right now to play a game in New York. And I think that it's close, but I think that the 2.5 points ends up winning it for the Jets.
Yeah, this one's a little tough for me. So at first I wanted to go with the Jets, but I realized that their cornerbacks and safeties have been really struggling this year. I just have a feeling. I think Jimmy Graham's like finally emerging, and I think Doug Baldwin goes off. I think they win. I think they win by like 3. It's gonna be a close game though. It's going to be like a slugfest, I think like 17-14 type of game.
Yeah, so okay.
But I'm not confident in this pick at all. This game's tough.
This next game was definitely our worst call of the week.
Is it Buffalo, New England?
Yeah.
Okay, well, so who knows who's playing quarterback? Is it Knuckles? Is it Edelman? Is it Brissett? Is it Tom Brady coming back from Italy playing? Like, who is a quarterback?
Either way, Bills at Patriots. You guess Patriots -6. I guess Patriots -5. Yeah. This game is a pick'em.
Yeah.
So we were both off by a good 5 points here.
Okay, yeah.
You were a little more off than I was.
So, I mean, if Garoppolo plays, which is probably not now, I think it might be closer to 5. But, yeah, I mean.
If it's Brissett or Edelman or...
Yeah. Well, Garrett Blount.
Garrett Blount. It could be literally anyone. I learned my lesson last week. I picked against the Patriots last week, and I'm not going to do it again. I'm going to take the Patriots in this game.
So, Rex has done really well against the
Pats. You're not taking Buffalo in a pick'em.
Dude, they beat the Cardinals. They whooped that ass last week.
Yeah, but Patriots whooped the Cardinals' ass too. Like, I learned my lesson last week.
So this pick is based on Brissett playing, or this pick is based on Garoppolo not playing. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going with the Bills, man. Come on.
My God.
If Kent State's quarterback comes in, Edelman, he's not gonna do crap against that defense.
Against the Bills' defense?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
the vaunted Ryan-led defense of the Buffalo Bills?
Marcel Darius isn't back into week 5, right?
He's not back yet, nope.
He's out 4 games.
Your boy Roby might be out, too. Who knows?
If there's games where a coach can get you hyped to play, it's Rex Ryan. This is a Super Bowl. Who's
he getting hyped?
This is everyone, bro.
You couldn't even get them hyped to play the Jets.
Yeah, but even the Cardinals, they're Super Bowl contenders.
That wasn't a hype game. They were flying cross country. They don't like playing outside. They're from Arizona.
But Arizona. I mean, you didn't see that coming. Come on.
I didn't see it coming.
No, there's no way you saw that coming.
I didn't think it was. I didn't think
it
was a lock that like everyone else did. Like that was.
So listen,
that was the eliminator game killer for a lot
Sammy
of people.
Watkins has been like hurt by all accounts. Passing games in shocks, but LaShawn McCoy's he's looking like old Shady. Yeah. He's looking really good.
Yes.
But you know what's looking really good too? The New England defense. I gotta give it to them. They're fucking good.
Yeah, even without Ninkovich.
Some people think this is like one of the better defenses they've had.
I gotta agree. People thought losing Chandler Jones is gonna be bad for them, but
so I'm riding Buffalo. You're riding New England. We'll see who the quarterback is. Obviously, it's. I don't think Garoppolo plays. I don't think
he will either. Although he apparently was out chucking the ball downfield during practice, but
Man, if Brady comes back with a
4-0.
4-0 start, they're running the table. I don't know how they're gonna lose.
What if he's the one that loses? That's
That would be weird. And then we hear the whole system versus player talk, which is complete bogus. Don't give me that crap.
All right. So now we got Panthers at Falcons. The surprising Falcons with a hot Matty Ice.
Classic Matty Ice. When you think he sucks, he's like a top 5 quarterback. When he's a top 5 quarterback, he sucks.
Yeah, that's been his MO the last few years. He starts off September hot. It's usually Martellus Bennett is Mr. September. This year is Matt Ryan. So, you guessed that the Falcons would be getting 3.5 points in this game. I guess that they would be underdogs by 2 points. They're actually getting 3 points in this game. So you got this one. I don't know what to make of the Falcons' backfield right now. Do you think that Devontae Freeman's about to get dethroned and then all of a sudden reminds everyone why he was the best fantasy player in all football last year?
Yeah, so like from a fantasy perspective, it's an owner's nightmare. It's absolutely an owner's nightmare. Like Coleman gets 40 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like that's not sustainable.
Yeah.
And you don't know what you're getting. But from a winning perspective, I think they like what they have there. They have a balanced attack.
It's our boy Shanny. Yeah. He likes to run the ball.
So. Yeah, and I think Sanu's shown he could hold his own. And I mean, Julio gets 1 catch last week.
Yeah.
Against the Saints defense, and they win still. Atlanta's better than I think people thought this year. I think there's surprised a lot of people.
This is the same way they started last year. Let's not forget that. But it's at the same time, I think it's good. But they're also running. They're about to head into a very, very difficult part of their schedule. So I think if you can sell high on your Falcons, do it. And I know a lot of people in my fantasy leagues are listening to this, probably gonna listen to this and realize that I've been offering up Julio and Tevin Coleman and a bunch of other Falcons in a lot of trades, and now they're gonna know why. So
the thing is, I'm all about the Panthers in this game. The key to beating the Panthers is amazing front seven. If you look at it, the Vikings beat them just because of their endless pass rush.
Yeah.
Denver's always has Cam Number because they're the best D-line and pass rushers in the league. I don't see that pass rush. Vic Beasley's not going to get it done. I don't see that from Atlanta, and they're angry. They're 1-2. Carolina's 1-2. This is I don't say a must win, but this is a big win for them. They're NFC contenders.
Calvin Benjamin coming off no catches. Cam Newton said this is unacceptable. We need to get him the ball. He is too good. And
get Fozzie Whitaker the ball, man. He's the truth.
The Fozzie Bear.
Nah.
What about Cap, dude?
Just don't run the ball, man.
Cameron Artis Payne. No, they're going to be running the ball because Falcons are, as of right now, the second worst team to giving up points to the running back.
So yeah, this is the second highest over under at 50. 50. I mean, Vegas is going to be a shootout. Tasty. Public's on Carolina as no surprise. I think the bounce back games in order. We're both on Carolina, so
yeah. No, I'm going Carolina here. That one's pretty easy.
That wraps up all our 1 o'clock. No, we got one more. Baltimore.
We got two more. We got 2 more. So actually, no, I think we got 3 more.
2.
The Oakland Raiders come
east. The
Raiders to Baltimore to face the Ravens, and this one shouldn't be where it is because this is the Raiders' second straight week coming east. They played Tennessee last week in Tennessee.
Did they go back home?
They went back home and they came back here. But me and you were both on the money with the lines here. We guessed 3.5, and the line is 3.5. So Baltimore is going to be hosting them this week. Joe Flacco has been having a great season. Finally has speed weapons on the outside. Mike Wallace in his resurgent season. Who would have thought that giving this guy with the strongest arm in the NFL, a guy who's really fast and can run past everybody, would work? I mean, I didn't think that at all.
Seems stupid.
So,
right?
But it's working for now. Ravens are one of the 5 undefeated teams in the NFL. The Raiders look really good though.
I think they're scheduled 3-0.
You think they're scheduled 3-0?
Yeah. I mean, they get Buffalo. I mean, you told me how you felt about Buffalo. They get Cleveland and they get Jacksonville. 3 sorry teams that will be in the top 5 of the lottery. I mean, the NFL draft next year. Ravens, and they haven't won any of the games convincingly. None of them, all of them, been within 5 points.
Yeah, they have one of the lowest win point differences of any 3-0 team in the last few years.
But one thing that does scare me, as you alluded to, is traveling cross country.
Yeah.
I just think I think Oakland wins this game, and I think Amari Cooper finally has that big game that we've been waiting for him to have. I think he almost had 2 really big plays last week, and he's been on the brink of it, exploding.
No, I agree with you. I think we're about to see it soon. I don't think it comes this week though. I think that Ravens are going to win this game. It's going to be close, but
So you're saying they're winning by 4?
I see them winning by 4. So I think it's going to be another close game. The Ravens hype train is going to go out of control, but this week they get it done and they go to 4-0.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Ravens.
Yeah,
I gotta say the Raiders' defense has been pretty disappointing. They were like a dark horse to be a top defense this year. I mean, Khalil Mack, their secondary, Emerson,
our boy David Emerson. Yeah. Don't forget about him.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they write this shit, but yeah, so it'll be different there.
All right, so let's talk about the game that we both really want to talk about now. The Cleveland Browns come to town, RG3-less, to face the Washington Redskins. You guess that the line would be Redskins minus 9.5. I guess Redskins minus 6.5.
Bro, it opened at 9.5. It was annoying.
You cheating, dog? But now it's minus 7.5, and so that means I win this one. I mean, let's go back to last week. The Redskins go to New York, win a game that they had almost no business winning.
I don't know. What do you mean no business winning?
I think that we on the surface looked like it was a lot of plays were being made in our favor, but if you look at it deeper, Odell was handling Norman.
I don't know.
The Giants' offense wasn't moving. I mean, yeah, we were moving too, but at the same time, it took a heroic interception by Stuart Cravens to win the game at the end for us.
You could flip the coin and say it took like some crazy special teams for them to score in the first drive, which put us 7-0 hole.
Yeah, they get the fumble. Yeah.
I think I don't know. I think the problems with Eli, he just throws so many picks. Like you knew before the game, we was good for 2 picks there.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, who knows? That game was just emotional. We needed that game.
Oh, that was definitely.
We all know after a game like that, it's typical to have a letdown against
a team like the
winless Browns, who are, they're bad, but like they've been in most of their games.
They're scrapping it out somehow. They have three different quarterbacks.
They lost in overtime. The game before that, they lost by 5 points.
Who knows, man? Maybe 2 games experience is what the Browns need for a quarterback.
And
they haven't had that in a while.
You have a jack of all trades in Terrell Pryor. This is like, what is this, high school? You're putting him at like quarterback, receiver, running back, punt return,
and they whip out the Wildcat against of all teams, the Dolphins, who introduced it to the NFL a few years ago.
Yeah, that's a big fuck you.
So, one big thing that came out today was that Josh Gordon is going to put his return, not that it would have come this week anyway, but he's putting his return on hold to check into a rehab facility. You hope he gets some help, but this only improves Terrell Pryor's stock. I don't know what I don't know what to think of his role in that offense. He's gonna get all the targets in the world.
Yeah.
But at some point, you gotta think that people are just gonna be like, all right, well, let's just take Terrell Pryor out of this game, and he can't do anything.
Right. As of now, with Corey Coleman out, Pryor's a guy. Of all accounts, I don't see who's like really who's a pass guy. Besides Barnage, maybe.
But you're leaving Barnage in the block for the rookie right now. You can't have him out there running routes.
So if you look at the Redskins injury report, man, it's like pages long. Doxson's out. Corey Lichtensteiger's out. Laval's questionable. D-Hall's out for the season. Breland's not going to play. I think our Deshaun Phillips is out too.
Deshaun Phillips, yep.
So we may be starting Fuller, a rookie, at cornerback.
Yeah.
That's good. For the Browns receivers. If you're not on Norman's side, I don't think Norman's going to follow Pryor.
Pryor, yeah. That's not. This isn't Dez or AB or.
All that said, do we really have to make our pick, or can we just move on?
You want to take the Redskins by 7.5?
I was gonna take about 9.5. Now I'm getting 2 points.
Yeah, let's. We're both taking it.
This reminds me of that Saints game last year where we just like everything clicked. And I think we finally get in the end zone. If Kirk cannot get in the end zone this week, like in the red zone, not the end zone, red zone.
Yeah.
We got some problems.
Yeah.
If he doesn't do it this week, I think Joe Hayden's questionable too.
Probably.
Yeah. So if he's out, especially. Come on.
Joe Hayden also just had a kid. He's gonna be sleepy.
His wife's hot, by the way.
Oh yeah, she is.
How to throw that in?
She's actually given me a hug before. It's pretty nice.
See this guy?
So we got the Lions at the Bears.
Shootout.
You guess Bears getting 2 points. I guess the Bears getting 2.5 points. The Bears are getting 3 points in this game.
Nice.
In Chicago. The rookie Jordan Howard starts for Jeremy Langford this week. That's probably the biggest story. Yeah. The Lions, though, Marvin Jones is a monster.
You know what's funny? I just traded him. I sold at the highest value. I hope it's a risky play, but who knows?
He's not going to get 205 yards and
I got Nuke in return.
Yeah.
I threw in something else, but it was like a free agent.
That's a good deal.
Who knows? I mean, he's literally. I said this earlier in the podcast. I think someone laughed at me. He's like, he's filling in that Megatron role. I was like, yo, he's not Megatron. It's not about being in Megatron. It's like filling that role for
those targets.
A pass-happy offense.
Yeah, me and you, if you go back and listen to our game previews, we're pretty on the money about the Lions.
Yeah.
Outside of the Mir Abdullah foot injury, which is like a freak thing.
Right.
He looked good before. We called Marvin Jones getting a lot of targets. We called Eric Ebron stepping up into the tight end one status. And he has been. He's been improving.
We talked about Stafford's how many times he throws a game and how it's just so high.
Yeah, this is one team we were for sure on the money about. The Bears are awful. You're talking about some of the teams that were the going to be in the top 5 in the draft this year. The Bears are definitely one of them, I think.
Right. I mean, Brian Hoyer gets a nod this week.
Yeah.
He's serviceable. I don't want to say he's good.
I don't think he's any
flashes.
Him and Cutler are the same to me. Like they're not like maybe like, oh, Cutler's out. Like they're screwed. Like if you thought they were screwed now, they were screwed with Cutler too. So I don't think there's much of a drop off from Cutler to Hoyer. I just think that the Lions are actually have too much firepower for the Bears to keep up with.
So you pick the Lions?
I'm taking the Lions.
So at first glance, I wanted the Lions. I'm taking the Bears because 80% of Vegas is on Lions. And whenever I see an 80-20, I always flip it. Even though, like, whatever my logic says. I don't know why. Bears should not win this game.
You wonder why you lose, dude.
But stranger things have happened. Hey, man, I'm betting with Vegas right now. The line would have moved. We'll see.
All right, next up, we got the Broncos at the Buccaneers. This one's going to... We were both close on this one. We both guessed 4. The spread is 3.5. For the Bucks. So the Bucks getting 3.5 points. I mean, Jameis had a bad week last week. We've seen him bounce back a little bit before. Actually, no, sorry, he had a good week last week, but they ended up losing. Mike Evans is a monster. I called that game for sure.
Yeah, Evans been beasting.
I'm really happy I got him. Jameis loves looking from the end zone. He loves looking from all over the field. And with that said, the Broncos secondary is probably too good.
Yeah, I mean, everything from Broncos. I mean, their pass rush and everything. I feel like Jameis is a guy who's like destined to have 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Yeah.
Next game, 3 fumbles, 2 interceptions. Next game, 4 touchdowns. He's
just going to go up and down, up and down, up and down.
And that's part of the maturity process.
Dirk Cutter came out this week and said that they've been throwing too much, and he takes some of that load off of Jameis.
Is this Simeon kid good? Can we say that he's good?
I was going to say that, like
he's looked pretty. I mean, he's had some bad throws, but he's looked pretty. Like
I saw a Patriots fan on Twitter complaining about how they got moved from number 1 to number 2 in the power rankings by
Denver?
ESPN.
Oh, Patriots, yeah.
Yeah. So then he said, "How do we blank a team 27-0 with a rookie quarterback and get moved down a spot?" And the team that jumped them was, of course, the Broncos. And I'm like, that's because the only weakness we thought the Broncos had threw for 4 touchdowns last week.
Right.
So.
This team has, like, besides their quarterback, which we don't even know it's a weakness, they have no weakness. And we saw how lethal Emmanuel Sanders was. People forgot. This guy went off last week, too.
Yeah, Demaryius Thomas.
They have insane targets. And C.J. Anderson's having a pretty decent year.
He's having a great year, yeah.
Yeah, so
I think that this game is going to be not very close. I'm going to take the Broncos in this one.
After everything I said, I'm going Tampa Bay.
You're outsmarting.
It's the Bucks. You know why? It's an 80-20 rule. Denver, 80% of the public's on Denver.
You're thinking way too hard about this.
80% of listen, Vegas knows what they're doing. The line wouldn't move. Vegas makes lines to have a 50-50 split. And I don't know why this is not moving. This is a weird game. I'll take the 3.
All right. So right here we got the Rams at the Cardinals. You guessed that the Cardinals will be laying 5.5. I guess they'd be laying 5. They're actually laying 8.
Yeah.
So you are you win that one.
Yeah.
You got to believe Carson Palmer bounces back because he's been awful for the first part of this year.
Yeah. So he had one. I think the opening game of the season. I mean, like they beat Tampa Bay 40-7. He just went off at home, and then New England. So they lost to New England week 1. Week 2 against Tampa Bay, he went off.
Yeah.
So. What Carson are we going to see? But
he's got to start going downfield. Like John Brown and Michael Floyd have not done anything this year.
Fitz has been getting all the targets.
Oh
man, Fitz.
So
are the Rams pretty good? Like they beat
they're
Seattle. They beat Tampa Bay. I mean, they're not as bad as I thought, at least, with Case Keenum.
Maybe not as bad.
They're number one in the division with the Seahawks. And
I think they beat a beat up team, and I think they beat a young team that traveled.
Well, you can't control your schedule. You look at everyone else's schedules; they've had pretty easy schedules.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna fault them for that, but I'm still not a believer in the Rams. Yeah, maybe if they beat the Cardinals, I'll start believing a little bit. But debut a new thing. Andy trademarked this one. This is a Knox lock this week. Taking the Cardinals and the minus 8 points. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is a comeback game for them, and I think they're going to handle LA at home.
You know, I'm surprised. It's almost a 50-50 Vegas split on this, which is unique because I think the public should have been Arizona, and I love Arizona. I think Arizona at home is one of the safest bets. There's certain teams that you bet on their home, no matter what the spread is.
Yeah.
They rout you, and when they're up like 14, they'll keep the. They'll keep going. I don't know what's looking for.
I don't like you.
They keep going.
They'll stop, but I'll keep going. All right. So next up, Drew Brees returns to San Diego. This was weird. You had the Chargers plus 4 points against New Orleans.
I must have meant the opposite. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I believe you.
All right. So then I got the Chargers minus 2. It was actually Chargers minus 4. So you would have been on the money if you were.
Yeah, I don't know why I was.
If you had negative 4 for real. So I mean, this is outside Drew. I'm not gonna like go into detail on this. We know how bad he is outside, and this is not gonna be. The Saints defense can't stop anybody.
Yeah.
I think Phil Rivers throws all over them. I think the Chargers win this game really easily.
So these two teams are like the teams I hate betting on the most because these are the most inconsistent teams, like Jekyll and Hyde. Like the Chargers will look so good. They'll rout the Chiefs at home, and they'll blow a 30-point lead and lose. I mean, on the road, and they'll lose against the Chiefs. They'll look so good and so bad. Let's see. So over under is 54, which is insanely high. This is gonna be a shootout. Vegas has it at 50.
Is it though?
Yeah, I don't know. When you think it's a shootout, take the under.
Is this gonna be a shootout though? Like we saw the Saints go outside a few weeks ago.
I can see the Saints putting up 12 points. That wouldn't shock me. They could put up 42, and I wouldn't be shocked either.
Yeah,
you know.
Willie C might not play. Verrett's been one of the best corners in the NFL. He's gonna be blanketing Brandon Cooks in the slot. Kobe Fleener might have to go off again.
Yeah, and is it weird that I think...
Fleener.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty garbage. The only reason he got drafted to the Colts because he was like Andrew Luck's roommate in college.
I don't know why he got paid.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
If you have someone in your league that's counting on Kobe Fleener for the rest of the year, that's a blessing.
It's funny. I actually thought Kobe Fleener was...
Cough, Alvin. Cough.
Yeah.
All right.
Alvin and Chipmunks, man.
So...
fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna go San Diego.
You're gonna go San Diego.
Yeah, this is a terrible game. This is I don't think the loss to Keenan Allen or Antonio Gates really hurts Rivers because I think Rivers is just a guy that makes people better.
He's gonna spread the ball around. Yeah, he's just gonna throw to whoever's open. He's got guys that can get open right now.
Big game for Melvin Gordon.
Oh, huge game for Melvin Gordon.
Stay tuned.
Oh, and
DFS coming soon.
And Tyrell Williams.
Yeah.
So. Next up, we got the Cowboys at the 49ers. You guessed that they would be a pick-em.
It smells like shit, dude. Did you fart? Oh, it's a Cowboys. Never mind. Move
okay.
on. Sorry.
Nice. I was like, whoa, bro. There's no way it made it over to you that fast.
Did you take a dump?
This is not going over to you that fast.
Nah, it's a Cowboys smell.
49ers getting half a point. The 49ers are getting 3 points in this game. So I was slightly closer on this.
Yeah.
Are the 49ers bad?
Yeah, they're bad.
Are they really bad?
I don't know. They're god awful. I thought they'd be worse than they are. I'll say that.
Yeah. I mean, Gabbard's not Gabbarding. I don't know, lack of a better word.
Yeah, it's funny because Skins fans wanted Gabbard instead of Carrigan in the middle of that draft.
Oh yeah, we traded.
I wanted Gabbard. I was like, this guy's sick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Missouri's slinging the ball like long hair, like, classic Caucasian white quarterback, sits in the pocket, slings it. It's like, these guys are going to be sick.
So, the 49ers, yeah, they're Chip Kelly's first year. They've been okay. Carlos Hyde's been good.
I'm looking at their record. So they nut on Los Angeles 28-0 at home. Yeah. They go on the road, two tough opponents, Carolina and Seattle.
Yeah. Two
very difficult places to play. And, I mean, they lose by a good amount, but a lot of teams will lose on the road at those two places.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, they put up some production on offense. There's been murmurs of Kaepernick finally getting back in the starting lineup, but
I heard about that. Do you really believe that? Take that face value.
No, I don't. I think that if you're gonna judge Gabbert based off, like you said, being at Seattle and at Carolina, then he was set up to fail from the beginning. So, but in this game, the Cowboys come in. I think this game ends up being a sneaky shootout for the weekend.
I mean, 2 unproven defenses. I can see that.
I think both offenses end up putting up a lot of points this week. I'm going to take the 49ers plus 3 points.
I like the 49ers too. I think the Cowboys are 2-1, but one of their wins against Chicago, one of the wins were against Washington, which we were terrible at.
That was a horrible game.
But credit to them. But the reason why I like the Niners, Chip Kelly knows Dallas pretty well. Their defense hasn't changed. And their offense, Scott Linehan defense with Rod Marinelli, it hasn't changed much. It's kind of like the same. I mean, obviously with like Dak Prescott, you're doing more boots and rollouts and read options. But instead of Navarro Bowman, they have Eric Reed. Their run D's pretty good. They can stop Ezekiel Elliott. Des Bryant's probably not going to play.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing we talked about.
Who's it's Cole. I mean, speaking of it, Dak loves Cole Beasley. That's his guy.
That's his guy,
But, I think Dez being out's huge.
You see that a lot when, a second-string quarterback comes in.
Yeah.
And the guy who was previously a third or fourth option on the team
becomes the number one,
the favorite, because they get those reps during practice together,
right?
Often, so
it's I want to draw a comparison, but it's like Colt McCoy and Rashad Ross. They're just
they click. Yeah,
they're just I don't know what it is.
Running that scout team together.
Yeah, but we both like San Francisco. Of course, no bias. To take everything at face value with us.
Yeah, we're not diehard.
Very objective.
Diehard Redskins fans or anything, but let's head to primetime. The King returns Sunday night.
Le'Veon.
The Chiefs at the Steelers. You guessed that the Steelers would be laying 4 points. I guess they'd be laying 5 points. The Steelers are laying 5.5 points at home to Kansas City. In Le'Veon Bell's return from suspension, D'Angelo Williams hits the bench where he belongs.
So Le'Veon is done smoking that blunt. He's ready to play football, huh?
He is.
So these are 2 very interesting games. I want to talk about 2 teams actually. I want to talk about this game a lot. What do you think about the Steelers? They lost 34-3 at Philly. Do you just throw it out and say bad game? Just don't worry about it. They're still a Super Bowl contender.
I don't know what to think because we saw I can't even say that the Steelers are just not in high gear because we saw them shit all over us.
Yeah, and then they beat Cincy, which is a divisional game. It's always a tough game.
Maybe they were still beaten up from that Cincy game and then they took the Eagles lightly. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think.
Also, what do you think about KC though? KC's kind of been up and down. I mean, they're 2-1, so they beat San Diego and the Jets. The San Diego game was terrible. They were losing by 28. They come back and storming. I don't think Jamal Charles plays this week, but I don't think it really matters. I think Spencer Ware's been phenomenal.
Spencer Ware's been great, yeah.
I think Kelsey's been very well. Their defense has been up and down.
Yeah.
But I mean, they had 6 picks last week against Fitzpatrick. I don't know if that's a product of their defense or Fitzpatrick, just probably a little bit of both.
Yeah, the combo of both, yeah.
So this game's tough. I'm checking right now, but I know the public loves the Steelers. So I guarantee the public's on the Steelers. But what's your pick?
I'm gonna go with Kansas City in this game. I think that 5.5 points is too much for Kansas City. I think that game's gonna be lower scoring than we think it'll be. I think Kansas City slows it down.
I don't think Pittsburgh should be. Was it 5? The line's 5.
5.5.
Oh, 5.5. Yeah, I'm on KC too. I think KC is a good team. They've had some injuries. Is Justin Houston still out? Checking right now. Yep. Actually, I think he might play. Oh no, he's out. He's on the PUP list. But yeah, I think KC, they may not win it, but they might lose by 4 points, 3 points.
I lose by 3 points. Okay.
And do you think there's going to be an adjustment period getting Le'Veon in the offense, or you not buy into that?
I don't think there's going to be an adjustment. We saw last year Le'Veon stepped in and they were full systems go.
Do you see a timeshare, or do you? I mean, I know Tomlin said he's going to feed him, but do you believe that?
I think that. I mean, not a timeshare in the sense of they'll be splitting carries or anything, but I think there's going to be times where you'll see D'Angelo Williams on the field at the same time as Le'Veon. I mean,
you were telling me they might play him in the slot, Le'Veon, right?
Yeah, that's going to be a scary,
one of the best pass catchers
thing.
of the backfield. Hope he does well, man. I have him in my fantasy league.
Yep. You know I do.
Yeah.
So, the finale, Monday night, the Giants visit the Vikings. Giants, of course, lose to the Redskins last week. The Vikings kind of kind of shocked everyone and stole one in Carolina.
I've been waiting to talk about this game because I think maybe like last week I asked you, I was like, does this Minnesota team defense, does that remind you of like a Seattle defense from the previous times?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this defense, it's just... Okay, so there's no major superstar. There's no J.J. Watt. There's no Von Miller. There's just like 7 good linebackers and D tackles. Their secondary is kind of suspect besides Harrison Smith. But their defense is insane.
Yeah.
And we saw the Giants O-line. It's pretty easy to get through there.
It is.
I mean, like, we had Trent Murphy putting pressure on, and he's been playing better, but Trent Murphy and Preston Smith were doing work.
Trent Murphy, I mean, I hate to go back to the Redskins game, but Trent Murphy's been flashing a lot. There's times where he's on the field and Ryan Kerrigan isn't.
This is my biggest shock of the year. I was ready to write him off. I was like, this guy should not even be in the NFL.
He wasn't supposed to make the roster. People wanted him cut in preseason, and he's been making plays. But
so, I mean...
I digress, so let's go back to this
game. So let's talk about Minnesota's... So we know about their defense. Let's talk about their offense, right? So what are your thoughts about Sam Bradford? Like, I mean, I don't want to throw away that overused game manager term, but it feels like he's fitting in that norm.
I think he's somewhere in between a game manager and a gunslinger. I think he's spread them out, run the offense, made plays, gets the ball to the receivers, and the running game. Obviously, you're not going to judge it off 1 week against Carolina. That's a really hard matchup for two guys to take over the starting job in. So, I think that I hate to say it, but he probably is the right guy.
So like when they gave up a first round pick, I was like, this is retarded asset. Yeah. We've seen him with Phillies. He's just like, everyone wants to give him a shot because he's a former first overall pick.
First overall pick, yeah. You know the talent is there.
What I found most impressive is they were down 10-0 at Carolina. And like for Sam Bradford to come back from being down against the Panthers, that's a really tough feat on the road.
Yeah, it is.
I like this team. I don't know why. I like this team a lot.
I do too.
I think that I avoid Diggs, man.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see. I think this is gonna be one of those games where you're gonna see receivers on both sides going back and forth for the entire game. I think.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Odell's mad, and Diggs is gonna put in the same work that he put in on primetime 2 weeks ago.
So I mean, it comes down to like, do you trust the Vikings defense stopping the Giants offense, or do you trust the Giants defense stopping the Vikings offense? And I definitely trust the Vikings defense stopping Eli Manning on the offense. I think they're gonna have turnover city. I think they're gonna galore. They're gonna have a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
they can rush 4 against that O-line, and like they're just. Dude, that defense is so good.
That defense is really good. But in this game, I think Odell's gonna go off.
I do think Odell's gonna have a good game. So I buy you on that one.
I'm gonna take the Giants getting 5.5 points in this game.
Yeah, I think Anthony Barr and company, they're just playing so well at home, new stadium, kicking the vibe. They're sipping the Kool-Aid. I like what Zimmer's done a lot. I think Zimmer's had a huge. I think he's a coach of the year leader right now. I don't think.
Oh yeah,
there's no one else that should be coach of the year.
You lose 3 of your starters on offense week 1.
Actually, let me ask you, Bill Belichick, with what he's done with that's the only comparison. This is actually a very good.
This is good, yeah.
This is a coin. I think they're like dead heat, 50-50. Look at what both of them have dealt with.
I think through the first 4 games, I guess no matter what happens this week, either Belichick's gonna go 3-1 or he's gonna go 4-0.
Yeah.
I guess if he pulls it off this week, then I guess you got to give it to Bill. But Zimmer's close by.
If you think about Zimmer, so he lost his quarterback. He lost a Hall of Fame running back on top of that.
Yeah.
As a second-year coach.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a disappointment which one of these coaches don't get it. I think they both deserve it. I'm not saying like a coach of the year, but that's a really good discussion going forward.
Quick question. If you can go back and hire any of the coaches from the Bengals coaching staff to be the Redskins coach. Of course, we have Jay Gruden.
Are we including Marvin Lewis too?
Include Marvin Lewis, include Hugh Jackson. If you can hire any of those 4 guys, who are you taking?
It's honestly not even close for me. I think it's Marvin Lewis. I think
Marvin Lewis out of those 4 guys.
And I know he gets a lot of hate for no reason. I mean, besides Bill Belichick, name a more consistent coach of the last 15 years. There literally isn't one, and if anyone knows, tweet at my handle and I'll bitch you out. But okay, yeah, he hasn't gotten his team over the help. Look at Andy Dalton; he was hurt last playoffs. They were in a good they've had some really bad dealings in the playoffs. I mean, like Dalton's been hurt, Dalton's
Yeah.
been sucky. You really can't relay that on the coach. I think Marvin Lewis has done a phenomenal job with that team.
He has. No, I agree. I think that.
I do like all.
I didn't think you were gonna take him. But I let you have him in the group. But I mean, out of the assistants, I guess I would take
Marvin.
him. I would take him.
Okay.
Zimmer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
I kind of wish we had hired him in Washington.
Zimmer is
over
like
Jay. I love Jay,
it's
but
interesting. Zimmer is one of those older. You see like a trend of like newer, younger coaches.
Yeah.
Zimmer's an old school philosophy. He's really old to get his first head coaching job.
and Norv Turner
Yeah.
is his offensive coordinator.
It's unbelievable.
So, well, that's the week 4 picks. Thank you for tuning into the Nik Nak YouTube channel. For those of you listening on the podcast, we'll be back.
Wait, hold on. Before we're done, what's your pick of the week?
Oh, it's the Cardinals already.
Your Knox lock.
That's the Knox lock.
All right, what's a Knicks lock?
The Knicks pick.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. I need to tell everyone my pick.
We gotta think of a clever name for you. Like Knicks pick is too simple.
Nick the. No, it's not gonna work.
No.
Nick.
Nick Stick.
Yeah, I'm running Carolina.
You're right.
Carolina on the road. No way to go 1-3. There's no way.
We'll
and
see.
they're gonna win. They're gonna win more than 3 points. So
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see what happens. But yeah, thanks again for checking out the channel. We'll have some more videos up for you guys for this week soon.